I'm Tyler Suiters in Los Angeles, and you're watching Clean Skies News. We're at the rollout of the Nissan Leaf, an electric vehicle, and joining me now is the driving force behind this vehicle, the president and CEO of the Nissan company and the Renault company as well. Carlos Ghosn, it's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Good to see you, Tyler.
What is unique about this vehicle that strikes me first is the fact that this is a mass-marketed car. You are trying to develop this car for as many consumers as possible.
Yeah, you know what's unique about this car? First, it's affordable, which means the price of this car is going to be comparable to a car of the same size. Second, it's a five-seater, it's a family car. Third, it's a car with a great driving performance, 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 10 seconds, and you have an immediate torque. So, you know, people still think that electric car has to be like a golf cart, you know, with no power, no nerve. That's not at all the case. And it's a zero emission. That means there is no CO2 emission, there is no particles, there is no noise. It's a completely different experience, even though it's an exciting experience, but it's completely different from the normal combustion engine.
Let's talk about the heart of this vehicle, that is the battery itself. You chose lithium-ion rather than a nickel metal hydrate. Why is that?
Yeah, well, you know, lithium-ion is the battery that we have selected. We have been working for more than 18 years on this battery, and we think that the level of performance that we reach with the lithium-ion today is totally compatible in terms of range, in terms of cost, in terms of size, in terms of power density to what is required on the market. Obviously, we're at the beginning, I would say, of an acceleration in the evolution of the batteries, and you're going to see second or third generation of batteries coming with probably different components. But for the moment, we've selected this one because we think that in order to start electric cars now, you need at a certain point in time to dive, and we want to dive with this battery.
One of the main pluses for this particular battery, Carlos, is the fact that you're going to make it in the United States, not working toward any other foreign dependency, whether it's oil or battery manufacturing. Your Smyrna plant received a grant from the DOE. How instrumental is that in developing technology that is produced in the United States?
Well, you know, we made this decision to put the battery plant last year, and it was in the middle of the financial meltdown. So we have two choices: or, you know, we waited until the financial meltdown finishes, or we get grants and loans, long-term loans, in order to start immediately. So we decided not to wait, to take the grant and start immediately. So the fact that governments are offering financial facilities at a reasonable cost for new technology to develop, I think is something which is very good, which only can encourage companies to go into this direction and to localize the technology, and that's what we have done.
Nissan has been one of the leaders in terms of working on public-private partnerships toward the goal of an electrification of their transportation fleet. Who are the key players in your mind? Is it fellow private sector members like power generation, or is it the public sector, the regulators, the legislators who have so much to do with this?
Well, you're going to need all of them. That means you're going to need first the regulator, because if the regulator is not interested into making the electric car a reality, nothing's going to happen. Because you need incentive for the consumer, in order for the consumer not to have to pay a premium to get the electric car. And we know that having equal pricing is fundamental to go to mass marketing and to allow us to continue to reduce the cost by getting the scale which is necessary. The regulator is also necessary in order to help build the infrastructure and help put some regulation, standardization into the system. But the power generator also are important, because in a certain way they are associated to the development of the electric car. Because at the end of the day, we're going to be a source of consumption for them, and it's going to be a source of market share for them, and we're going to have to implement an infrastructure which can be done with them also. So I don't think you can say, well, one is more important than the other. I think this partnership with the power company and the governments absolutely fundamental to make it a reality. And what is very refreshing is to see that in many countries, you know, we're coming together very quickly, very naturally, and with a very good collaboration.
Final question, Carlos. Could you make a prediction in terms of when we'll see a fully electrified vehicle fleet here in the US, and will there be a bridge between going from oil to pure electricity?
Oh, I think the transition is going to be very slow. It's going to take many, many years And what I'm predicting is that in 10 years down the road, you'll have 10% of the sales of new cars by electric cars, so, which means 90% will be made by other technology. I think it's going to take a very, very long time because it makes a lot of sense. I mean, electric car is not in competition with internal combustion engine. It's not electricity versus oil. It's a complement. If you want to avoid crisis, if you want to avoid burst of prices of oil, well, you need to start to divert some of the users towards other energies, and that's exactly what we're doing.
All right, Carlos Ghosn, President and CEO of Renault and Nissan, the rollout of the Leaf. A pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching us. I'm Tyler Suiters. This is Clean Skies News.